All right, hey everyone. Give me a moment here, just trying to get organized on my side. My first live amateur, right? How's everyone doing? This is just a quick live for me to talk with you guys a little bit. I don't get an opportunity to take questions usually in my events, and I want to talk a little bit about the event coming up this Sunday, the big miracle event, right? So this big miracle event is the way of my team kind of giving out to you guys a little bit. But I just want to mention something real quick here. So in the chat, somebody was mentioning that today's that 12/12 portal. And what I hadn't realized, my journey began in 2018, right? But it really, really picked up 2 years ago. But on December 12th, 23, so literally 2 years ago to this day, that's when the higher self stepped into my physical structure and began really, really shifting my life. So yeah, what an interesting day. I hadn't actually realized it until it was brought to my attention. But yeah, welcome everyone. So the miracle event, this is an event where the team's going to come in and they're going to work on miracles in your life, right? What is a miracle? Something positive happening to you without a logical explanation, right? Something showing up to change your life. And this particular event, it'll be a 2-hour event, right? And it's going to work on a couple different areas, a couple different topics, right? Physical miracles, right? It's going to work on emotional miracles, mindset miracles, soul level miracles, the magic of miracles, right? Abundance, money, life circumstances, and integration and identity miracles. And I guess the miracle chain reaction. I'll get into a little bit about that, but this is it's kind of a big deal. What I mean by that is typically when you show up to the events, miracles happen all the time. Shifts, things change in your body, change in your life. And spending 2 hours with the team is quite the impact. So one of the things that I do want to touch on is, what blocks miracles, right? Why can't you receive them in your life? And my best experience is talking about, well, what do I see, right? I've done well over 700 sessions this year. I know I've reached out to over 7,000 people through my events and, the social media. I've reached, several 100,000 people. So I have an idea why some people can't receive. One of them, limiting beliefs, right? It can't happen to me. It never happens to me. My life is not good. I'm not deserving, so on and so forth. Well, limiting beliefs, like everything else, is energy, right? And when the team goes into your energetic field, they're able to shift the energy of the limiting belief. And in fact, the very first thing we're doing, the very first call out is, dissolving your belief system that the body can't regenerate, literally working on those self-limiting beliefs. Some of the other things that I have found are what I call things that go bump in the night, right? Yuckies. I call them yuckies because I don't really want to name them. But these are those entities, right? These are the attachments. These are the things, what I call energy with consciousness that is trapped inside of the body. And what will happen here is as you receive those healing frequencies, the miracle frequencies, if you want to call it that, those energies will absorb them, will take them, right? And they don't allow you to receive. So we'll be working on those as well, right? We want to get them out of the way right away so you can receive. Now, other things that happen, hexes, vexes, curses, magic. Yes, it's real, right? Things, that are put onto you, not by you, right? We'll be working on that right away as well. And then finally, 2 other things that kind of block you. One is the egoic mind, right? Everyone's got an ego, but not like you think. The egoic mind is there to protect you. You've been hurt. You've been damaged, so to speak, from other frequencies, other energies, other people, other things. And the ego is there to make sure that you don't get harmed. So it's there to protect you. But what happens is as those frequencies come in for you, the ego will block them as well. So what do? We heal the ego. We allow the ego to have a taste of those frequencies right away, right? Right in the beginning. We want to get the ego temporarily to step aside, and it's only going to do that if it knows you're safe. So, and then finally, there are some times where you just have to experience things in life for certain lessons for you, and especially lessons for others. So all the healing in the world sometimes just takes a while because of the timing involved, right? Now, this particular event is a little different than the idea that typically when you're spending 2 hours with me, it's $197. It's expensive, right? It is when you look at the events. But what it does to your life is a big deal. But this event, December Miracles, it's the time to give. That's what we're going to do. This event is $77, right? And it has reached astounding interest, let's just say. And that's why I'm on here live now to give you more information about it. But, you know, we spend a lot of money this time of year on a lot of people. We all do, right? We literally save up and save up and save up and get those credit cards where we can so that we can share, so we can give to others. Well, this is a team giving to you, right? We want to give to you. So we want you to receive. Now, this is a transformational moment in your life, right? Miracles aren't just for you, but they're for everyone around you as well. As your frequency shifts, as you elevate, so do those around you, right? So with that being said, I just want to take a moment and I want to talk about a little bit of these sections that we're going to be working on in this event. And I'll get to the chat in just a minute. So first of all, let's talk about the physical miracles, right? I'm not going to go through the whole list, but there's probably 120 to 140 different things we're going to be working on in those 2 hours. Like I said, it'll be intense, but it'll be worth it, right? We're going to work on the collective belief system. As you just mentioned, we're going to work on healing the ego, magic, curses, hexes, and vexes, right? And we're going to reopen the body to respond to those healing frequencies. We want the rapid recovery as normal, right? Releasing inherited patterns. So those ancestral things that you think you have to suffer through, that's not the case, not anymore. Things shift really, really fast in these sessions. Working on those past life traumas as well, right? Clearing your nervous system, working on the digestive issues, right? Your body's natural detox, your lungs, eyesight, fatigue, depletion, sleep cycles, your spine, right? Posture. I should probably have more posture right now, shouldn't I? But your posture, right? Your shoulders, your muscles, right? Your rest, trauma, your organs, right? That's just the physical. When we start looking at other things like the emotional, right? We're going to work on releasing those heartbreak loops. The emotional pain held in the body, held in the organs, held in the chakras. Grief, right? Restoring hope, clearing shields, clearing blockages, resetting emotional patterns, releasing fear of disappointment. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. Opening up your capacity for joy. Wasn't it a great time of year to be happy and joyful? It's a good time of year for that. All right, clearing grief. Then we're going to move on to some of these mindset miracles, right? Clearing those mental constructs, right? Dissolving the belief system that no longer serves you, collective programming, right? Clearing the brain to perceive new outcomes, resetting the subconscious, right? Neurological patterns, clearing suffering. And then we're going to move into what everyone loves, the soul level miracles, right? Releasing old soul contracts, karmic loops, highest timelines, bringing them in, realigning to your original blueprint, right? Reconnecting to the source and divine guidance. And we've never been disconnected from source, but we're going to bring in that understanding, that awareness that you are connected and the divine guidance, right? Open up your pathways for intuitive miracles. And then, guys, clearing blockages around your own gifts, right? So we talk about the magic of miracles, right? There's a timing of it. Well, let's bring in that perfect timing, right? Let's go into the activating the magnetism for those miracles, the right person, the right time, the right moments, clearing blocks of serendipity. If you just did my event a couple of days ago, we did the serendipity event, right? Restoring your faith through signs, our angel signs, and aligning you with the highest frequency of wonder and magic. Again, this is just a small subset of the list of the things that the team's going to go through, right? Let's talk about the abundance, money, and life circumstance miracles. And I'm definitely going to get to the chat here in just a second. I just wanted to kind of get through this list. Clearing scarcity and lack mindsets, rewriting financial trauma and releasing it, dissolving fear around money and lack, right? Opening pathways, financial flow, miracles of a depth dissolving, surprising a miracle way of receiving money, which, by the way, I find the universe loves, It wants to give you those miracles, but it wants to give you to in a way you are unexpecting it. I had someone the other day, so they opened up their bank account and there was 10,000. I'm like, that's kind of crazy. She says, no, you don't understand. I had stocks years and years ago, completely forgot about, and poof, it shows up. So again, the universe delivers us in very, very unique ways. But let's open that up, right? Realigning path of stability, right? Installing cohesive flow, right? And then there's the integration and identity, right? Releasing the old identities and stepping into the you, right? Activation and claiming. So a lot of amazing things that are going to take place this Sunday, right? And the way the team works is, even if the thing you're looking for, the miracle you're looking for, isn't in the list, it's okay, because the team's going to show up and they're going to deliver to you exactly what you need. So your team, your spirit team, works through my spirit team to come down through this hollow bone to deliver you the codes, right? The codes that you need, in addition to everything else. So that was me taking a few moments to explain to you what's going to take place, why 2 hours, and why the incredible price of the $77, right? What is that, like $120 off? That's kind of a big deal. It's a lot big deal. Trust me. There are so many people who are signing up for this. So with that being said, let's give you a little bit of now. No le are shira te kile me lere te kara ma lere tore shiro koro to koma yari roto. Ni me lere te na to shiro to koro to shito koriro kaneto kama ya kuri rotier shari yarata. La re male are nishi no to ko ya namu kuri shiro to. Mupo yoshine ka okuri rotoriro kama okuro pariaro tore shiki nita. Aya nito shino shindo koro to kono to koma yari roto. Nori anota ya la rotiri turi rotira pakile ya litari ya konoshi noto koro to konoshi kana moriari atia. Mama lero tore no kodia te kana to kedia to kono to to para kare karo to kishiro to kedia to kedia shino to koro to kedia to kedia te karo tore to kedia to kishini te kumuruto. Mamborioto de all'ortariato de shiro to koro to konoshi te kapa eta kine to kuri to gudi shi etiao torioro to no chinata. Taramamale ataria no torioro tori to kudi shi to kuru to konoshi kine poku. Mamborioto shano torio koshi akiro tori shiro to kuni to mama ala ariato torio to shinakari eroto mayoroto. Mimi ana ania noti shinakano no to shino to kuromolioto. All right, folks. Drop in the comments. How'd that make you feel? What kind of questions can I answer for you guys? Oh, that's so funny, folks. I had the Instagram Live not on. Hi, folks. Sorry about the Instagram Live here. Let me stop that real quick. Huh. I'm back. Hey, everyone. Okay. I don't know. Transmission didn't interrupt. What else we have here? But yeah, the ritual abuse of military programs in childhood. There is some stuff coming for that in the catalog. So if you guys aren't aware, there's a catalog with over 400 different things in it. Hi, folks on Instagram. I actually didn't push the Instagram button. Sorry, you just missed a bunch, but I'll come back to it again. I'll pop another Instagram Live on a little bit later and talk about what we just did here. What do I say about the 3-Eye Atlas? So I did tap into that briefly. Understand my channeling right now of the 3-Eye Atlas and the other things. It's very, very minimal. Like, I don't do a lot of channeling, but what I do know is the team told me there were 17th dimensional beings that run it, and it did not come across the entire stellar space. It literally appears and disappears as needed. And it does contain the codes, like everyone's saying, for the evolution of not just the human, but all the species in the area, but also the de-evolution of the species in the area through the genetics. So just as the humans fell at one point, right? So the 3-Eye Atlas, uses but just the direction of creation to choose to make the changes in the different species, if you will, at certain times and constructs. And this is the time for, yes, your species to evolve, but also the time for other species to de-evolve. There's a cycle. And this helps bring in those codes. It is not the only thing, but its presence and its awareness is what allows us to step into the idea that we're not alone in any way, shape, or form. Okay. So there you go. That was a channel. I'll be doing a lot more channeling here soon as I get more comfortable with it. But so have you already done light language for intrusive thoughts, imposter syndrome, or mother wounds? We have done some. We've actually done them in the events, and I couldn't tell you which events they are, but I don't have catalogs on those particular things at the moment to my knowledge. Often what happens here is, even though I do all this light language and I create these catalogs, I don't have a memory of the things that I create, right? Like, it's not a normal process for me to keep a list. Put us on the website. You can always email support at kenlloydofficial.com, or jump into the Facebook group, which is Facebook, the evolutionary human Ken Lloyd in the Facebook group. And in there, we dive deeper into a lot of these questions. So let me ask, Sophia's here. Is it possible to energetically be kidnapped? No matter what you do, you can't change timelines. Thank you. It is possible, but it's very, very rare into the idea that you have no control over your existence, if you will. You do step into the idea of having that experience, but to be hijacked, to be kidnapped, to use those words outside of your control isn't necessarily allowed in the context that you think it is. Once you identify the situation, Moriarty can remove those energetic charges, those hooks, those grapples, if you will. You can remove, release, and the release is absolutely possible. And for you, Sophia, that should help you a little bit with the understanding what's taking place. So, and this is how the team works, right? Ask a question, get a light language response, right? No problem, folks. Any other questions I can answer for you? Because I'm more of the answer question kind of guy. Otherwise, we're good. But I didn't hit the Instagram live in the beginning of the recording. I'm going to have to do that better. I get it. We'll call that a technical issue. So you've been feeling like you've been listening for months, but not necessarily feeling any different. Remember, one of the things that I mentioned why you can't receive is timing, right? Sometimes it's just timing. If you're feeling called, using discernment, and you feel the energies, hang in there, right? Hang in there. Now, the other thing is, if you feel the energy coming in, like you can feel the tingles and maybe the discomforts go away in the shoulders. I love my shoulders, right? But then it comes back. There's a chance that you have energies in you, around you, that are taking the healing that's given, right? So you can jump into the Facebook group. You can ask those questions. We have some folks that can help you with the release of those energies that are taking from you instead of allowing you to receive. I've been so angry for 3 weeks, and I don't know why angry and sad. There's some past life trauma that's coming up for you at the same time. Now, I don't get into the stories, right? But this time of year, this time of place, when tragedy occurred. Just do a lot of grounding outside. Let me see if I can help you real quick. And that's Muka. I can't pronounce the name. But by the way, a diamond mind, increasing your brain and cognitive function. Again, I'm promoting the Facebook group because in the Facebook group, you can add suggestions to all my events, and then I'll tack them on as additional things that I do, right? Freedom Coast. Hold on a second here. What is your advice for those who want to quiet their mind and go into their brain and heart coherence? A little bit of practice. It's very, very difficult, but also don't get stuck in the idea that you have to quiet your mind, right? When I go into my meditation practice, I don't quiet my mind. I ask questions, right? So it's okay if you can't reach that level. Okay. Now, again, I don't have a lot of process. I don't have a spiritual background, right? I don't have books and books and books and years and years and years and philosophy after philosophy, right? I don't have that. Literally, I'm here to shift you in the now. So, Mark, or Mary Beth, I've been called to do light codes and definitely feel the difference in myself. I've practiced energy work. This is a lifelong commitment to oneself, isn't it, Ken? It's opening up to what you already are. It's not really a commitment. It's an allowing for you to show up, right? You can choose. You can choose to stop, but you won't because it feels so good inside of you. So it's not a commitment. It's actually a desire. I hope you understand the difference between the two. A little light range on what direction to take first for a new career avenues. Holistic or spiritual approach first. They're saying holistic for you, by the way. The spiritual will come later, but the holistic needs to be more prevalent in what you're asking there. Why did you stop eating a month ago, and how long will this date be? It won't be forever. It will be until you release. There's a bit of punishment happening inside of you. See if we can get you cleared a little. Sorry, guys, on Instagram, I'm actually on YouTube live reading some of these comments. What is the spiritual reason for having ADHD? It's accumulation of different traumas and karma, recently diagnosed and struggling. Actually, when you say that, what I actually see is that there's kind of a split in our consciousness and the idea that we're up there and we're down here at the same time, trying to balance the two. Right? Is it trauma? For some, it could be trauma, right? But even for me, I have ADHD, right? Seriously, I can't focus at all because I am literally all up there. And then I have to come out of this beautiful space where I'm at and come down here and do tasks. And I get I'd rather be up there than down here. Let's put it that way. So that's how I see it, right? Not a doctor, don't diagnose, right? But for me, the spiritual reason is the idea that you're kind of split a little, kind of bouncing back and forth between two different realities, all right? Yeah, this is just for everyone here. There is a catalog item for a connection, communication, not necessarily with the angels, but the higher self. Again, I don't teach process, but the light language can help you with that, right? Again, when you drop into the Facebook group for the event, you can pop in those additional things and we'll pop them in there. Okay, so the question is, if you start down this path, do we start getting attacked spiritually? Sometimes when I am asleep, awake, up to a dark atmosphere in the room. So yeah, sometimes, right? As your light goes brighter, you attract things that aren't so bright. But this is a process of learning spiritual hygiene. This is the process of protection. And even I do that, right? Meaning as I move through my journey, I have moments. Oh, boy, did I have moments. I had to phone a friend, and I still have friends on speed dial, right? So yes, absolutely, right? So the solar plexus. It's just trapped energy again. There's more to it, but this is what I'm going to work on. And then we're going to end the chat here in just a little bit. I wanted to give you an idea of what takes place. Head real quick. Listen, guys, I love these questions. I want to do this more often. Seriously, because this is an opportunity for me to connect with you. Because often in my events, I don't have the opportunity for these questions. But listen, gonna let you guys go. This was just me getting on here for the first time, kind of getting over the issues, the technical issues. Sorry, Instagram folks, you missed the whole miracle event description where we're going to spend 2 hours going. This is Sunday, by the way, right? And you go to the website and you'll see the miracle event. But we're going to spend 2 hours working on physical miracles, working on emotional miracles, mindset miracles, soul level miracles, the magic of miracles, the abundance, money, life circumstances, connecting you deeper to yourself, integration, identity, right? And then the miracle chain reactions. Ultimately, it's a big event. And it's the cheapest event I've done really for 2 hours and forever. So this is $77. 2 hours with me typically is $197. So again, this is the team given to you guys during the season. So much love, everyone. I'll jump on here again and again, and we'll find a little more pointed. But again, join me on Facebook as well, the Evolutionary Human Ken Lloyd, and I can get deeper into a lot of these questions as needed. Bye-bye, everyone. Ba-ba-ba-bum-bum. Shit, I know I'm working on this, guys. Bear with me. I'm still got it open. There's live streaming, end stream. Bye-bye, everyone.